Good day, grade 5. Welcome to our science class. I am Teacher Joey, your virtual teacher for today. Today class, we will travel to another lesson in science. I know and I am sure that you are all excited for another fun-filled learning activities for today. So let us now begin. But wait class, before we start our discussion, try to find a nice and comfortable place inside your home where you can focus with your lesson. I want you to prepare yourself as well as your materials necessary for your study. Kindly bring out your pen and paper so that you could jot down some important notes needed for your learning. Always remember class that having knowledge is having a power. For our lesson in science, week 1, we're going to discuss about the digestive system. So at the end of the lesson, pupils are expected to identify the parts of the digestive system in pictures and label diagram. Describe the functions of each part of the digestive system. Trace the path of food through the parts of the digestive system. And then the last one is to create a model or presentation that demonstrates the journey of food through the digestive system. So let's have a review. We have 3 questions here. 2 of them are truths and 1 is a lie. For number 1, the food enters the food through the mouth. Is that true or a lie? Yes, that is what you call truth. Next, the chewed food travels down a muscular tube called the esophagus. Yes, correct. That is true. Next one, the large intestine stores and breaks down food with stomach acid. And that is a lie. Why is it a lie? Because the purpose of the large intestine is to absorb water and salts from the material that has not been digested as food and get rid of any waste products left over. By the time food mixed with digestive juices reaches your large intestine, most digestion and absorption has already taken place. Another question is, esophagus connect the mouth to the stomach. So what's the answer? The answer is truth. Next number, large intestine is the largest organ in the digestive system. Is that truth or a lie? That is a lie. So why is it that the statement is a lie? It is because the liver is the largest organ in the digestive system, while the intestine is longest. And then the third one is waste products leave the body through the anus. So definitely that is truth. So with that class, we will now explore this fascinating journey and discover what happens to the food you eat to give you energy. Believe it or not, there's a whole amazing factory inside you called the digestive system that takes care of your food. I have a question to you class. Have you eaten already? Next, have you ever wondered what happened to the food you have eaten? Next one, where do you think that food goes after you swallow it? And then the last one, does the food just disappear or does it go on a secret adventure inside your body? This time, let's unlock new terms related to the topic on the digestive system. So all you have to do is to analyze the questions and choose your answer in the next column. For number 1, the taking in of nutrients from the digested food into the cells of the body is called what? The answer for that is what you call absorption. That's letter D. Next one, the breaking down of food is what you call what? Very good. That is what you call digestion. For number 3, the excretion or release of waste materials that are not absorbed by the body is what you called what? Very good. That is what you called defecation. For number 4, the taking in of food through the mouth is what you called? Excellent. That is ingestion. For the last number, the movement of food throughout the alimentary canal is what you call? Very good. That is what you called propulsion. So this time, class, let's have an activity 1 entitled Gallery Walk. So you're going to explore the amazing digestive system, and you're going to visit each station and answer the questions about the different organs. Use the pictures and your prior knowledge to jot down your ideas. For station number 1, that is the mouth. Question: what happens to food in the mouth? How does this prepare food for the next step in digestion? Station number 2 is esophagus. Your question is, this tube doesn't look like much, but it has an important job. What do you think the esophagus does with the food from the mouth? Station number 3 is stomach. Question: this muscular sac churns and mixes food. What do you think does the stomach adds to the food to help break it down further? Station number 4, we have small intestine. Question: look closely. This long winding tube is where most of the magic happens. What do you think gets absorbed here in this small intestine from the food mixture? Station number 5 is large intestine. Question: water is absorbed here, but what happens to the leftover materials from the food in the large intestine? In station number 1, the possible answer is, in the mouth, the teeth chew the food into small pieces. Saliva mixes with the food to make it soft and wet. This helps make it easier to swallow, and it starts breaking down so the stomach can finish the job later. For station number 2, which is the esophagus, the possible answer is, the esophagus is like a slide or a tunnel. It carries the food from the mouth down to the stomach. It squeezes the food down in a wave motion so the food doesn't get stuck. For station number 3, the stomach, the possible answer is, the stomach is like a mixer. It churns the food and mixes it with stomach acid and juices. This helps break the food into smaller pieces so the body can get the good nutrients out later. For station number 4, we have small intestine. The possible answer for that is, in the small intestine, the tiny pieces of food get broken down even more. The good things like nutrients, vitamins, and energy get absorbed here and go into the blood to help the body grow and have energy. And for the last station, it is large intestine. The possible answer is that the large intestine, water gets absorbed back into the body. The parts of the food that can't be used turn into waste. This waste stays there until it leaves the body when we go to the bathroom. Synthesis. After visiting all the stations, take a moment to think about the digestive system as a whole. Question: how do the different organs of the digestive system work together? For clarification and explanation, if we lined up all these organs in order food travels through them, what would be the sequence? So the sequence, the first will be the mouth, going to the esophagus, to the stomach, to the small intestine, and the last part is the large intestine. Imagine, food is on a journey through your body. Can you describe the different stages it goes through based on what you learned at the stations? So the possible answer is, it goes into the mouth, where my teeth chew it and my saliva makes it soft. Next, it goes down to the esophagus, which pushes it to the stomach. In the stomach, the food gets mixed and broken down to more with acid and juices. Then it goes to the small intestine, where the good parts like vitamins and nutrients get absorbed into the blood. And finally, it goes to the large intestine, where water is taken out and the leftover waste comes out when I go to the bathroom. So why do you think it's important for each of these organs to do its specific job? What would happen if one of them wasn't working properly? The possible answer is that it's important because each organ has a special job, helps the body and get energy and stay healthy. If one part didn't work, like if the stomach didn't mix food right, the food wouldn't break down well and the body couldn't get enough nutrients. If the large intestine didn't work, the body might lose too much water or the waste wouldn't come out. So every organ has to do its job to keep the body healthy. So let's now proceed to our activity 2, which is digesting like a pro, simulating digestion. The materials needed in this activity are the following: Ziploc bags or resealable containers or small bowls or cups, crackers, these are whole or broken into small pieces, baking soda, warm water, paper towels, and modeling clay. So in this activity, you're going to number 1, I will provide your group with a Ziploc bag, some crackers, and a small amount of modeling clay. Mold the clay into a small ball to represent a bite of food. Number 2, put the crackers and the modeling clay inside the Ziploc bag. The Ziploc bag will represent the stomach, then squish them up inside the bag. Number 3, add a teaspoon of baking soda and a small amount of warm water to the bag with the crushed crackers. Number 4, seal the bag securely and gently massage the bag for a few minutes. Number 5, prepare a second Ziploc bag with a small amount of warm water in it. These represent the small intestine where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. Carefully pour the contents from the first bag, which is representing stomach contents, into the second bag with water. Number 6, seal the second bag and massage it gently. Number 7, open the second bag representing the small intestine and pour out most of the liquid contents, which is representing absorbed nutrients. And the last one, a small amount of solid material may remain in the bag representing waste products. Answer the questions. For number 1, what did the crackers in the bag represent in our activity? How did breaking them up resemble what happens in the mouth? Number 2, what do you think the baking soda represent in this activity? Why do you think our bodies need stomach acid to help digest food? Number 3 question. In the activity, we use separate bags for the stomach and small intestine. In reality, these organs are connected. How do you think food actually moves from the stomach to the small intestine? Question number 4. After we poured out some of the water from the second bag, what did it represent? How do you think nutrients from food get into our bloodstream? Question number 5. What did the leftover solid material in the bag represent? Where do you think this undigested material go after leaving the small intestine? Question number 6. We focus on the organs directly involved in the food pathway. Are there any other organs that help with digestion? So with this, what do you think these organs contribute to the digestive process? So the possible answer in question number 1 is the cracker represent the food we eat. Breaking them up in the bag is like how our teeth chew the food into smaller pieces in the mouth. It shows chewing helps make the food easier to swallow and digest. Possible answer in question number 2 is that the baking soda represents the stomach acid. Our bodies need stomach acid because it helps break down big, complex food pieces into smaller molecules so our bodies can use them. It helps break down proteins and kills germs too. Question number 3. The possible answer for this is, in real life, the food moves from the stomach to the small intestine through a tube. The stomach muscles squeezes and push the food into the smaller intestine using muscular contractions called peristalsis. It's like gentle squeezing waves that push the food along. For question number 4, the possible answer is the water we poured out represent the nutrients and vitamins that our body takes from the food. In our body, these nutrients pass through the walls of the small intestine and go into the bloodstream. Tiny finger-like parts called villi help absorb the nutrients. Number 5 question. The possible answer is the leftover solid stuff in the waste that the body doesn't need after leaving the small intestine. This waste goes into the large intestine. The large intestine takes out extra water and then the water leaves our body when we poop through the rectum and anus. Question number 6. The possible answer for this is that yes, there are other organs called accessory organs. The liver makes the bile that helps break down fats, the gallbladder which stores the bile until the body needs it, the pancreas makes juices that help break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So these organs don't touch the food, but they help by adding special juices and chemicals that make digestion easier. For encouraging deeper understanding, question number 1. Think about the food you eat. How might the size and texture of food affects how easy it's broken down in your digestive system? Number 2. We use warm water in the small intestine. Why do you think it's important to stay hydrated for proper digestion? Number 3. Imagine we didn't chew our food properly before swallowing. How might this affect the digestive process in our simulation and in our bodies? Number 4. Can you think of any other ways our bodies might help break down food besides chewing and stomach acid? For better understanding, let's discuss about the functions of the digestive system. The first organ is the mouth. Its functions is to prepare the food for digestion. It has a salivary glands that produce saliva which lubricates the food and softens it. Mechanical digestion and chemical digestion start here. When we say mechanical digestion, It takes place with the help of the teeth and tongue. The teeth cut the food into smaller pieces, while the tongue helps you chew and swallow the food. When we say chemical digestion, it takes place with the help of an enzyme called amylase that chemically breaks down the starch in the food eaten. Organ number 2 is we have esophagus. The functions of esophagus are the following. It is a tube that carries food from the mouth to the stomach. The food that has been chewed and mixed in the mouth becomes a soft mass called bolus. The bolus now passes into the esophagus down to the stomach through a muscle contraction called peristalsis. The third organ is the stomach. The functions of the stomach are the following. It is a muscular J-shaped organ found on the left side of the abdominal cavity. It mixes and churns food with gastric juices to form chyme. This is a semi-fluid, partly digested substance. In the stomach, this begins chemically breakdown of proteins found in the food we eat through pepsin or enzyme. It releases food into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine, and it also absorbs some fat-soluble substance just like alcohol and aspirin. The fourth organ is the small intestine. Its functions are the following. A narrow winding tube where food is mixed with digestive juices. This is the final digestion and absorption of food happens here. It has numerous small projections or folds called villi and very small ones called microvilli. It is made up of 3 regions. These are the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. It also absorbs breakdown products such as carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids along with vitamins and water. It also performs physical digestion via segmentation. The fifth organ are the accessory organs. So we have 3 accessory organs. We have the liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. The liver produces bile which breaks down fats, while the gallbladder, it is a pea-shaped sac under the liver which store bile. And then the pancreas is a fish-shaped organ behind the stomach which produces the pancreatic juice that happens break down fats, proteins, and starch. Number 6 organ is we have the large intestine. The functions are the following. It is a wider tube where undigested food or food waste passes. It also absorbs water from the food waste, making it a more solid form called feces. And also it propels feces toward rectum. Number 7 organ is we have the rectum. The rectum receives stool from the colon. It also stores the stool until it is eliminated through the anus. Number 8 is the anus. This is the opening at the end of the alimentary canal through which solid waste matter leaves the body. So let's now have an activity number 3. This is tracking the journey of food in the digestive system. This is tracing the path of food. Instruction: follow the journey of a bite of your favorite food as it travels through the digestive system. Write down the order of events that happens during the digestion of the food. Indicate all the structures that are involved. This can be a possible answer for this activity. For example, you have favorite food which is pizza. So event 1, I take a bite of pizza and chew it in my mouth. My teeth break it into small pieces and my saliva makes it soft and starts breaking it down. Event number 2. I swallow the pizza. It goes down my esophagus, which pushes it down to my stomach like a slide. Event number 3. The pizza reaches my stomach, where it gets mixed and churned with stomach acid and juices to break it into small pieces. Event 4. The mushy pizza goes into my small intestine. Here, juices from the pancreas and liver helps break it down more. The small intestine absorbs all the good nutrients into my blood. Event number 5. The leftover parts go to the large intestines. The large intestine takes our extra water and forms waste. Finally, the waste leaves my body through the rectum and anus when I go to the bathroom. Letter B, activity. This is digestive system labeling activity. Direction: study the diagram of digestive system below. Identify each organ by writing its correct name in the box. So this is now the diagram. For activity letter C, it is diagnosing stomach pain mystery. So this is a situation. Mia is at a birthday party and excitedly grabs a handful of birthday cake. She quickly munches on the cake without properly chewing it, eager to join the games with her friends. Shortly after, Mia starts to feel a dull ache in her stomach and has less energy to play. What do you think is happening to Mia's body? Use your knowledge of the digestive system to explain how chewing her food properly might have helped avoid her discomfort. Synthesis. In your own words, describe how the important parts of the digestive system work. Number 2. What would happen to the other parts of your body if your digestive system stopped working? Synthesis 3. How can we make our digestive system healthy? For our activity 4, this is creating a 3D model or presentation of the digestive system. The materials needed in this activity are the following. We have pictures of the parts of the digestive system, cardboard boxes. This can be in the different sizes for various organs. Next, construction paper or fabric scraps. Next, modeling dough, clay or a Play-Doh. Next, recycled materials just like bottles, cans, egg cartons. Don't forget to get creative. Next one, markers, crayons, paint, or other art supplies. And then the last one is pipe cleaners, yarn, or string. Next activity is that a digital presentation creation. So this activity is a presentation software. This can be in the Google Slide, Microsoft PowerPoint. So another material is tablet or computers with internet access and drawing apps for creating visuals if presentation software doesn't have them. So what will you do to this activity? So as a group, come up with a plan or design on how you will create a model or presentation to demonstrate the journey of food through the digestive system. Be sure that each group member contributes to the completion of the task either as a planner, a designer, IT expert, or a researcher. So, what is your takeaway from this activity? So, you're going to put what you have learned, what you wonder, and what you want to know more about the lesson. So, reflection on learning. we have this digestive health habits checklist. So we have questions there, and all you have to do is to just check yes or no. So I think we can now proceed to your formative assessment. Good luck!